Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp, coming back to what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. Oh boy, the scientists just made a whole lot of females mad with this one. And as you can see from the text on the video, it says Florida overturns lifetime alimony law and toxic women are losing their minds. So we're going to let this play and then we'll get some scripture.
We are strong, independent women. We don't need no man. Women also. Yeah, there's an outcry over taking away lifetime alimony. The law that DeSantis signed in is a step in the right direction. It omitted lifetime alimony in Florida and says that alimony cannot exceed 1/2 the length of the marriage. But apparently these strong, independent women don't have very strong convictions in what they believe, because now they're leaving the Republican Party over this. I mean, because alimony's taken away, they'll no longer be Republicans. And if you read the little subtitle, it's a quote. My fear is that they'll take me back to court, and I don't have the money for this. Well, how do you think men have felt for years when they've been taken back to court over and over again, over child support, over custody of their children, over more alimony, over these long, extensive, financially ruining divorces? I mean, it wasn't the anti-LGBTQ laws, it wasn't the anti-trans laws, it wasn't the abortion laws, taking away their bodily choice, but won't take away the money that they can get off a man, and they're gonna leave the Republican Party. The greed. And their ability to just publicly say, I'm not independent. I need a man to pay my way. Well, not wanting to say it publicly. You seriously can't make this shit up. Toxic women are on full display right now. We are...
This is something I didn't even know about Florida. You get a lifetime of alimony? Woo-wee. It's like as the years go by, man, these women's hustles are slowly getting taken away. All right. The child support hustle is going away. The food stamp hustle is going away. The Section 8 hustle is going away. Now you talking about the alimony hustle is going away. Whew. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. All right. But as this woman just said, this is very fitting because no woman should get paid a lifetime of alimony. That is ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous. And then you're talking about a man is probably paying child support on top of that. He is left with nothing. And see, this is what the Bible calls in Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees in that right grievousness which they have prescribed. This is very much an unrighteous decree. A man has to pay alimony. At one time, a man had to pay alimony for the rest of his life just because some woman got bored or talked about she didn't love him anymore. And now this man's hard work, his blood, sweat, and tears for 40 to 45 years has just gone down the drain. That is a sickening thought, knowing that somebody can suck off your hard work basically until you die. And see, many women have been living very comfortably off the exploitation of men for whatever reason it is, whether it was so-called love, whether it be just for getting the bag or securing a supplementary income. Believe it or not, many women use men as a supplementary income. Just like how people create different avenues of income for themselves, like real estate and stocks, you got women who use men like that. That's their supplementary income. Child support, alimony, or should I call it Title 4D for the child support? But nonetheless, it's the same thing. And because of this, women have become very comfortable in Babylon the snake. And see, it says, the scripture says, when it comes to these women, go to 1 Timothy 5 and 6, and it says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Let's get that word pleasure. Let's get that word for pleasure. Spatalao.
Strong's G 4684. Spatalao. Spatalao.
And it says, to live luxuriously, lead a voluptuous life, give oneself to pleasure. That's exactly how these women are living. Man, when you look at a lot of these situations, because they're good example, because you usually see their information is usually made very public about what they do. But like these entertainers, okay, man, I saw somewhere Kevin Costner got to pay like around 30 some, I can't remember the specific figure, but it was 5 figures for sure, like around 30 some $1,000 a month in child support. Now, granted, I know that's not alimony, but I'm saying this from the perspective of how much a woman is getting paid. Because we all know no child needs no 30,000 some dollars. So where's all that money going to? It's going to the woman. This is why she can keep her hair done, her makeup done. She can get her Botox. She can get her lip injections. She can get the lipo, still wear all these fancy dresses, stay in a better house than her man, all on his dime. But the scripture says, to these women who live luxuriously, okay, it says that she that liveth in pleasure, or this type of luxury, is dead while she liveth. Because all these things don't help as far as it pertains to salvation. None of this stuff means anything as far as it pertains to salvation. That's why it says in the Bible that riches profit not in the day of wrath. Proverbs 11:4. It says, the riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. You see, all these women think that just because they have a system that greatly benefits them, that they got it made and you can't tell them nothing. But just like this happened in Florida, hey, this is not all these laws that we see passed in these different states. They're not just going to stay in one state. They always manage to make themselves around the entire United States. Just think about a couple of years back when only a few states were reducing SNAP and WIC benefits. Now the majority of the whole United States has cut off or put a cap on many of the put a cap on the amount for WIC and food stamps. So guess what's going to happen with this? This is also going to spread. And these laws are going to get so tight and so brutal for women that eventually they're going to completely cut off the cash cow, which is the man. Or if they're not going to completely cut it off, they're going to make it so that there's just enough to continue to pay in the system and keep the judges and the lawyers their pockets fat. See, a lot of these women, like I said, a lot of these women hustle. Their hustles are either being taken away or they're being heavily reduced. And this is why the Lord said in Isaiah 32 and 9, it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease." How are these women at ease? Because they're living in pleasure. They're living very luxuriously, very voluptuously, off the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears off a man that they've exploited. And it says, "Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear to my speech." It says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women." Why? As I mentioned before, these men who make these unrighteous decrees are starting to overturn many of these righteous decrees, making it very difficult for women to use these hustles to make an income. All right. It says, "For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip ye and make ye bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins." Basically, you women should be scared because you put your trust in Egypt, and now Egypt is failing. See, Egypt built up a system where you all could benefit and exploit men at your leisure, whether he puts a child in you or not. And now that these leads and these teats are being taken away, you have nothing to fall back on. You haven't built yourself up in the spirit. You haven't done what was correct in the eyes of the Lord, because the whole time you were doing this, in your mind, you felt that you didn't need the Lord. But now the Lord is taking these things away. It says, "They shall lament for the teats." As the women said, these women are in an uproar. Tell me, I'm going to go to the Democratic Party now. Like that makes a difference. Okay, it says, "They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." See, many of these women are wishing that we were back in the days of 20, 30 some years ago. All right, where this system of exploitation was in full swing and the ins and outs of its wickedness hadn't been made. But now you fast forward the clock 30 some years later, the whole infrastructure is being put on blast. And now these wicked men have to start overturning many of their laws, affecting the women who for so many years took advantage of it to their benefit so they can live comfortably. So, hey, I'm gonna have to keep my eye on this story because this is beautiful, and I'm gonna see if it spreads to another state. So I hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're gonna say shalom.